Okay, so in this video, we are going to be using the Pixlr app and exploring how you can use different brushes. So I have already uploaded a photo here, as you can see, of a beautiful prickly pear cactus from Arizona. And down at the bottom, the tool that we're going to be working with looks fittingly enough like a brush. So it's the one beside the blue and white circles. It looks like a paintbrush. So if you can push that, you have the option to either brighten, darken, pixelate, or doodle on part or all of the photographs. So we can start with the darken one, which is the second one in here. And basically, you're going to use your finger as a paintbrush. As always, or as usual, you do have the slider at the bottom of the app where you can change the size of your brush as you wish. So I'll go with this kind of medium size of brush. And what I would like to do with this darkening is to darken out the leaves and the scrub behind this cactus. So you can also see you do have the option to change the size. You can make it a feather stroke, which is what that middle button says. And that's if you don't want it to be, if you want it to have more of a texture rather than every time you put your finger down, it'll be darkening. And then you can also adjust the intensity of the darkening in the background. So without adjusting the intensity or the feathering here, I just adjusted the brush size, and I'm just going to use my finger, and you can start to see in the top corner, top left-hand corner, that I am just darkening some of this background here. So I'm doing it all along the top portion of this photograph, and it's a subtle effect without adjusting the intensity of the darkening, but you can see that it really is highlighting this cactus and bringing the flowers into starker relief. I will show you, I'll just push intensity here and bring the intensity right up just so you can see. And again, I'm going to go over the background here just to show you how dark it can get in the background. And it's not like it's not like inking out anything in the background, but it is just making it darker. And then just to show you another example here. So as always, if you make a mistake, if you accidentally, I'm just going to darken the main kind of paddle of the cactus. So you can see that stain there. And if I was like, oh, actually, I don't really want to do that, as always, there is an eraser at the top left-hand corner, and you can just go over it and erase that darkness that you put there. So I'm going to say check mark. Sure, I like this background change the way I've done it. And again, if you're not really sure, if you can't really remember what it looked like before you did the adjustments, just push that button on the top right-hand corner of the app. And you can really see this is what it looked like before, and this is what it looked like after that brush. So I really like that effect here. And actually, I'm going to do just a little bit more darkening in the bottom corner there. Just to get it that much more contrast here. So I really like that. I'm going to push the check mark at the bottom right-hand corner. And if I go back into the brush effect, if I wanted to brighten a part of a photograph, I can just go into brighten, adjust the size of my brush as I wish. Maybe I want to see what it looks like if I brighten the cactus. And in this case, it actually looks more like it's fading it out, which, as I mentioned in an earlier video, I personally prefer the saturated look as opposed to like the washed out brightened one. So I'm just going to go into the eraser and erase that brightness from this photo. I prefer it to be the saturated, but maybe if you had a photo where there was shadow where you didn't really want a shadow, that you could go in and use that brush to brighten a particular part of your photograph. So I'm going to X out of that. Pixelate, I'll just show you what happens when you pixelate. I'm sure you can imagine. It actually literally pixelates the background here. So this could actually be a pretty cool effect, depending on what it was, what your intention was, and what you were hoping to achieve or convey or communicate with your photograph. It might actually even be cool to do, you know, part of a selfie using that pixelating function. But for this particular cactus, that's not what I'm going for. So I'm going to just X out of there. And then with the doodle function, you can choose the size of your brush, and you can use your finger to actually like draw words or draw shapes or write whatever you want. I'll just go back in here. You can see that you can choose the size of your brush. As always, you can have the feather effect, which I'll just show you here. I don't actually see what the feather effect is doing in that particular one, or I can also change the color of my doodle. So I can have it be teal. As you can see, I'm a wonderful drawer, and I am completely enhancing this photograph with my masterful artistic capabilities. So I'm going to X out of there, but if there was ever something, you know, if you want to actually add that handwritten touch to any photo, or if you wanted to like sign your initials in the bottom corner, you could always do that to make it almost like a little watermark. So I could sign my initials down there if I really felt like it, and that would enhance the photograph, I'm sure. So that is the brush tool in the Pixlr app. And join me for the next video, because there are, as you can see, a ton of really cool things that you can do with this app. So I will see you in the next video.